This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, what's up, Jason Glick?
Hey, John. It's going fine, but
Now, got the Comic-Con blues yet, man?
No, it's like, well, it's like, no, I never have the Comic-Con blues, because, like, I never really start anticipating Comic-Con until, like, you know, like, it's, like, less than a month away. I'm thinking, like, hey, you know, Comic-Con's less than a month away. No, I always have the Finite blues, and the fact that I always think, like, hey, you know, we're, like, 10 months out, less than 10 months away for the next one, so that's...
Yeah, I feel you on that one, bro.
Yeah.
I understand completely.
Exactly. So like that's what I get. But no, I don't have the Comic-Con blues. I am still reading through my stack of stuff that I picked up at Con, and one of the things, the agendas that I came into the Con was basically to jump on the Jonathan Hickman bandwagon. Now, Hickman has kind of made a name for himself in the last couple of years working in his creator-owned stuff for Image, which led to more work at Marvel, and basically now he's coming back to Image with his higher profiles to launch more creator-owned stuff. The guy has had a rep for a while of delivering big high idea, high impact stories, and I'd never really gotten a taste of this stuff, so I figured, you know, I figured go ahead and do that now at the Con, see what I could pick up. So at the Con, I picked up it's his first major work, the Nightly News. Now, this is one that they basically put him on the map, and it's about this guy, Jonathan Guyton, who a failed businessman ruined by the media, who gets a chance to exact some vengeance against it, working as the hand of as part of an organization known as The Voice. So what does he do in order to gain this vengeance? He goes around. He and his followers go around killing all news reporters. So basically, so that's high concept right there. Just staging a little war against the mass media. So, and at first I thought, this is gonna be some sort of a left wing polemic about just how fucked up things are, and how we're ultimately powerless to do anything about it, and so I guess I was kind of down about that for reading. But then as the series goes on, you find out that things aren't nearly as cut and dry as you normally seem. Well, obviously The Voice is up to no good, but it turns out that maybe he actually does have a more complex agenda than just trying simple eradication of all news media. Maybe it's Guyton, maybe he's got some issues with what he's doing, and as do his followers, some of them have their own agendas as well. It eventually turns into a much more complex and thought-provoking work that ultimately it's going to turn off a lot of people just for the probably just for the way that Hickman presents things. He's got a style that doesn't conform to the natural comic form. It's a lot of stuff doesn't actually. A lot of these pages don't actually adhere to the standard panel format, and you're just following the images as they flow, as images in the dialogue as they flow from one part of the page to the next. So, but it's very demanding, but ultimately I think it's worth it. And I also appreciate I appreciate any comic book that includes any supplementary notes by the creator talking about his inspiration, and as well as footnotes for all of the stuff. And Hickman throws in a lot of stuff right here. So that's good stuff. I mean, it's like I said, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely eye catching, and it's something that will grab. It's the work of someone with a distinct voice, and they can see how it got him his attention from the major companies. Now, then let's see. While I was in preparation for this, I also went and picked up another one of his works, Pax Romana, while I was waiting on jury duty last week, and this
Pax Romana.
Pax Romana.
This sounds like a Catholic thing.
Oh, you'd be right, John, because basically it's about Catholics who get their own time machine.
Awesome!
Yes, because basically the Catholics Catholics have secretly been funding scientific research for years, and apparently this research has borne fruit in the form of an actual time machine. So what do they plan to do? They plan to send one of their most trusted cardinals back, along with a large contingent of military personnel, and as well as gold, in order to forge their own future, as God intended. Now they figured, the ideal time to send people back to is the time of Constantine Augustus of Rome, and then use Christianity's influence, kickstart Christianity's influence to taking control of the Roman Empire and just forging the New World Order from there. The problem is that once everyone goes back and gets back in time, the army takes things into their own hands and figures that the idea using Catholics propping up their old world order back in the old world isn't such a good idea, and so they take matters into their own hands and sort of forge things in their own way. Now, personally, I like this because it feels like a lot of interesting ideas. It's basically it's like an idea that's almost too big to think about. Just taking the whole human existence and just changing it from this point in time. And Hickman actually generally does a good job getting around the big ideas of this, trying to figure out how to change the Romans' ways of thinking, showing using their superior firepower and manpower to get things to have their way, as well as let's see, as well. trying to think here. Just get, and as well as doing interesting also things interesting other concepts introducing the scientific method to the to Rome's thinkers as well. Just getting all the stuff that we know enough today. Just having it take root in this. It's in the past. But the problem is, these people, these soldiers, are still only human, and so they start to fracture as they form their own attachments to the people of the time. And while their overall goal is noble, eventually it's things kind of start to splinter. But the thing, it's an interesting idea. The work is more appealing on in the way it presents its ideas. The thing is, the characters themselves are mostly ciphers. I mean, the lead military guy, Nicholas Chase. I mean, he's a grieving widower who wants to find something else to believe in, and the other and his supporting characters just kind of there to just advance, make sure the plot proceeds in a certain fashion. I don't necessarily mind that much because I like the big science fiction ideas of this. I mean, there's still enough plot and character to make me actually care about how this turns out. Though the thing is, Pax Romana was only 4 issues, and 4 issues to channel to if you're thinking that 4 issues is too small to chart the course of this giant change in mankind's history, you'd be right. And so it's really just a snapshot of a specific time and what it leads to. I mean, as in Nightly News, Hickman also provides a nice little timeline at the end, showing you how everything, what happens to everything after these 4 issues, and that was interesting reading in and of itself. But still, it's like I said, it's more telling than showing. I mean, based on these 4 issues, I'd really be interested in seeing more of this. Though it's really in terms of the scope of it. I mean, it's terms of science fiction, it's science fiction that's more about ideas. It's not to the off-putting extreme that something like Ghost in the Shell 2 is, but it's also like far from the so human that it forgets the science part of Twin Speaka. In fact, it's like I still think like the nice sweet spot of this is are stuff like Transmetropolitan, Planetus, Eden. But Pax Romana, like I said, it's if you don't mind like just like science fiction that's more about the ideas and the characters, then yeah, I'd certainly recommend this. Now, striking a better balance is Transhuman, which it's probably the easiest of these three works from Image that I've got, because it's basically structured in a mockumentary format. Basically, the series tells a story of how tells the story of the movement to advance humanity from two different perspectives. You got the genetic, it's like the genetic engineering front, where basically you're just like changing humans at the genetic level to give them power, advanced powers, almost like superheroes. And on the other hand, you've got the cybernetics movement, basically just turning them into cyborgs and like advancing advancing them from like a mechanical front. Now, I think it's an interesting. It's presented in a nice way, and it makes good use of the mockumentary format, showing you all the talking heads as they make their cases for how things turned out, and generally it's also some pretty funny moments, such as when you especially when you spot the analogs to comic book characters, such as the test monkeys in the first issue, who resemble certain several members of the X-Men, as well as the cybernetically advanced cat and dog from issue 2, which are dead ringers for the characters from Grant Morrison's Weekly 3. But overall, it's like I said, it's also more designed to be it's certainly intentionally funnier than his previous works, and overall that makes it a lot easier to like, as well as it makes some salient points about humanity, just basically how our need to just be better than the other guy, to show off, as well as our willingness to risk it all in order for that chance, and also our pettiness in terms of just how we might be super advanced and enhanced, but we're still going to want to feel the need to stick it to the people who've wronged us over the years, and that makes us a lot more quite relatable as a work, and also has a great twist ending at the end, where we find out that I will say there is in the fourth issue which takes place 10 years after the previous 3 issues. There is kind of a bit of a disconnect there, but once you get past that, the ending, where it shows that humanity has kind of stagnated, as they all pick the same mechanical enhancement, the one that prevents disease and retards aging. They show that as humanity has played it safe, other species of the planet have not, have apparently decided to take matters into their own hands. And at the very end, we actually get a nice riff on the "I'm fucking you. This is me fucking you in the ass" ending from Mark Millar's Wanted. So while that was just kind of Miller being his usual standoffish self, this one actually takes that approach and makes it work. Because basically, it's not just some guy fucking you in the ass; it's an entire species fucking you in the ass for stagnating, and it's beautiful. Now, as is the case with most successful Image creators, well, which is ironic because Image was formed by a bunch of successful Marvel creators who wanted to do their own thing. These days, once you're a successful Image creator, you then are basically go over to Marvel and start working on their titles. Well, that's basically what happened to Hickman. And he's made his mark on 2 particular series. I haven't read S.H.I.E.L.D. yet because that hasn't hit hardcover, but I'm probably looking to pick that up at some point. But last year at the con, I picked up the first volume of the series, the first Marvel series, Secret Warriors, which he co-plotted with Brian Michael Bendis. Now, Secret Wars is a story of Nick Fury forming a new team of superpowered teenagers as he tries to fight back against the infiltration of his agency S.H.I.E.L.D. by Hydra. Now, my biggest issue with this first volume was that after years of Nick Fury working for S.H.I.E.L.D., doing all these things and eventually being disavowed by them, he finds out that, holy crap, all this time S.H.I.E.L.D. has been run by Hydra. Big shock. And it's kind of like, it's like, oh, really? That's certainly like a jaw dropper. Geez, all this time? You mean like every single goddamn story we've read up to now involving S.H.I.E.L.D., it's actually been Hydra running the show? Jeez. I mean, there's good retcons, Grant Morrison pointing out that hey, Wolverine's Weapon X program was actually like Weapon 10, so he's actually running a weapon, like the Weapon Plus program. Things like that. And but this is almost like too big to to be taken seriously even by comic book standards. Still, though, Hickman actually did set up do a good job of setting up the scale of the endeavor, that the odds against Nick and his team, and he does get some good action sequences out of the first volume. Second volume, though, is an improvement as we get to see them like open things up by staging a nice raid against Baron von Strucker's bank account, and then we have him lead into the series of face-offs against Norman Osborn's Hammer Initiative. I also think Volume 2 works better because of its focus on Alex, or Phobos, the god of fear, the son of Ares, the god of war, who was actually a member of Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers. Now the interplay between those two, because I've always liked it, because the way Michael Oeming set it up in his original Ares miniseries is that, it's like Ares, maybe a huge bastard as a god of war, but he genuinely loves his son, and even though his son is can be kind of a monster at times, he's like a monster in his dad's image, and his dad loves that. And that's kind of, I like he does a good job of getting that approach across here, especially in the final issue where he takes his son to be judged his successor against the pantheon of Marvel gods. But Fury also gets some good scenes as well, especially in the Dark Reign issue where he stages a break-in on Avengers Tower and actually manages to convince Norman Osborn to help him out by seizing a government operative who's actually working for an organization that's bigger than Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hammer as well. So yes, it's one of those everything we know that you knew was was wrong type twist, but it's also kind of interesting. It also means that Hydra is kind of put in its place, and its takeover of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't seem as as big anymore. So it's like I said, it's a good espionage series that works well within the framework of the Marvel universe. But however, his what I'm willing to bet is probably going to be his lasting mark on Marvel is his work with Fantastic Four. Now, I generally don't read a whole lot of Fantastic Four stuff because it's a lot of the A-list creators generally don't gravitate toward this series for whatever reason. I did like Mark Waid's run on the series, and while I did buy the first volume of Mark Miller and Brian Hitch's run, I haven't got around to picking up the second because I heard it kind of got derailed towards the very end. But Hickman's take on the series, it's very Reed-centric in the sense that the series really starts with his Dark Reign tie-in and then goes on to the main series proper. We find out Reed finds out that apparently there's a secret cabal of Reed Richards from other universes who have basically devoted themselves to solving all the problems that plague everywhere. And so while Richards wants to solve everything, he wants to find out the premise of the Dark Reign series, that he examines all these alternate universes to find out, could the Superhuman Registration Act in Civil War could have been avoided? Then he's eventually confronted by these people who say, yes, here's the way to do it. But the problem is, the trade-off is you're going to have to wind up forsaking your family as well. And eventually Richards decides that, no, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to actually go and find a way to solve everything while keeping his family intact in the process. And this leads us to like several, and it turns out that this also leads us to like several stories where it turns out that that the future is also wants him to have a much better place as well, because his son, because we were introduced that find out that his son Franklin and his daughter Valeria are actually working with his father Nathaniel to try and change the future, because they didn't like the way it worked out, and revise the past too. Now it's these kind of like big ideas that I think I admire like Hickman for shooting so big, but the problem is like you're always going to be hemmed in by the superhero universe. So I'm kind of interested to see how these changing the future ideas are going to work within the context of the Fantastic Four. Still though, we get lots of interesting ideas like the four cities, like the lost city of the High Evolutionary whose experience went wrong and devolved people while increasing their intelligence. The aquatic city of New Atlantis, the new Inhuman city made up of experiments from all across cosmos, and also the city, and also the Negative Zone city that used to be the prison for the Initiative. So, and then apparently there's going to be a giant war between all these, and that set up pretty well in Volume 2, and apparently it's going to keep coming to fruition in the next in Volume 4, which basically has the death of one of the Fantastic Four characters. I haven't got it yet because while I like it, I can't say it's been maybe passionate enough to go and start picking up this series in Marvel's Premier Edition hardcover format. I will certainly buy Volume 4 as soon as it comes out, as well as the first volume of the reconstituted FF series, or Future Foundation, where Spider-Man takes over for one of the Fantastic Four members who dies in the next volume. But overall, I have to say that I am no. I sound like a dick for saying this, so I want to pat myself on the back for buying all this stuff from Hickman, at the convention, because overall it's like I've really liked it, and while he doesn't, a lot of creators have that one major creator-owned series that makes me want to go and pick up the rest of their series stuff, like Garth Ennis has Preacher, Warren Ellis has Transmetropolitan, Robert Kirkman has The Walking Dead, Brian Vaughan has Why the Last Man. Hickman seems to have just a lot of little series, just introduce a big idea and then stop before it gets old. So he's back with this time travel war series called The Red Wing, which its second issue is apparently about to hit stores in the next week or two. So, and apparently he wants to keep splitting the time between working on Marvel stuff, because he's taking over the Ultimates now for the next relaunch, and also just doing more career-owned stuff with Image. So, I think more power to the guy. I mean, it's based on what I've seen him do now, I'd certainly go and buy whatever he's going to do next. So, yeah, but the other thing is with the Fantastic Four, sorry, I forgot to mention this, is that the thing is his love of big world-changing ideas actually meshes really well with the Marvel Universe, and the Fantastic Four in particular, because he actually doesn't have to worry about dealing with characterization as he does in, say, the Nightly News, Pax Romana, or Transhuman. Here, he's actually working with already established characters, and all the characterization has been done over decades and decades. No, he just everyone knows how these people are supposed to react, so he can just use these established characterizations to play off of in service of his greater plot. And I think that's another thing that works really well with Fantastic Four. Sure, some stuff might get too crazy, like when Nathaniel Richards comes back in time to read Richards to his son's college days and recruits him, pre-transformation Ben Grimm, and Doctor Doom to stave off the final assault by one of his alternate reality character incarnations. But overall, like I said, it's been a thrilling tale so far, and I look forward to seeing where it goes from there. I'm ready to wrap things up now.
Okay, and that'll wrap things up. Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I had for now. So it's like I said, I'm not sure what I'll be back with for next week. I mean, I'm sure something will occur to me. It's like once as I get further through this stack. I mean, I swear to God, I didn't buy nearly as much stuff this year, but it's taking me even longer to get through it. Yeah, but that's a story for 2 weeks' time, and I'll tell you where that goes from there.
All right, we'll see you next time.
All right, laters, everyone.
Bye.